Imagine a tiny country on wheels. Everyone gets a hand on the steering wheel. The king grabs it first, then the priest, then a billionaire with a tiny golden hat. Then the crowd yells, "Left forever." That mess is what liberalism is trying to survive, not the American Party label. The older political idea. It starts with one rude suspicion. No person should own the whole steering wheel. Not the king, not the church, not the mob, not your favorite genius with a newsletter. So liberalism builds boring guardrails. Rights, courts, elections, a free press with an annoying microphone. The point is not that everyone becomes nice. The point is that enemies can share a road. You can say the mayor is wrong. The mayor does not get to take your face. You can pray, not pray, sell bread, or write a weird poem. And the state keeps its giant hands mostly to itself. This can be useful. People are different on purpose. A free society is a roommate agreement for strangers. But liberalism has two funny failure modes. 1. Markets can buy all the megaphones. Then freedom sounds like whoever owns the speaker. 2. Rules can multiply until humans become paperwork. Then liberty arrives as a 7-page form. The small test is simple. Are the rules protecting the person from power? Or protecting power from the person? At its best, liberalism says, you may be wrong, loud, strange, and irritating, but you still get a lane. It goes wrong when guardrails become a cage, or when the road is sold to the loudest driver. So the idea is not, everyone does whatever they want. It is, nobody gets the whole steering wheel, especially the guy reaching for it with both hands. The weird part is, this idea is deeply rude. It does not trust beautiful speeches. It does not trust royal blood. It does not trust the crowd when it gets hungry. It does not even trust itself after lunch. That is why liberalism starts with limits. Power is useful. Someone has to collect trash. Someone has to stop the bridge from falling into the soup. Someone has to say, please stop stealing goats. But power has a hobby. It keeps growing hands. Give it a badge. It wants a chair. Give it a chair. It wants a balcony. Give it a balcony. It wants the whole weather system. Liberalism answers with a very boring sentence. Show me the rule. Not a mood. Not a rumor. Not one important man's eyebrow. A rule. Written down. Public enough that enemies can read it. Stable enough that losers know what happened. This is called rule of law, which sounds like a sleeping pill, but it is really a leash for the crown. The crown can still do things. It just cannot bite whoever it feels like. Next comes rights. A right is a little fence around a person. It says, before the state enters, knock. Before the crowd rushes in, slow down. Before the rich guy buys the room, leave one door open. Rights are not magic armor. They are more like cheap brakes. Ugly, squeaky, easy to complain about, extremely noticeable when missing. Then liberalism needs elections. Not because voters become wise wizards. Voters forget names. They vote while hungry. Sometimes they elect a chair with confidence. The point is simpler. If leaders can be removed without a civil war, the steering wheel has a release button. That release button matters. Because every ruler eventually starts decorating the steering wheel, like it is family property. Next, toleration. This is the part people pretend is easy. It is not. Toleration means the neighbor's dumb opinion does not become a police emergency. It means the person with the weird hat still gets a sidewalk. It means the loser of an argument does not become a criminal. This is emotionally expensive. Humans love turning disagreement into a hygiene problem. My side is clean. Their side is mold. Liberalism says, please stop building a garbage chute for your enemies. Keep arguing. Do not build the chute. Then comes speech. Speech is not just a nice decoration. It is the smoke alarm. Most smoke alarms are annoying. Some go off because someone burned toast. But if you remove all of them, the house gets very quiet. Right before it gets very hot. A free press is the microphone that keeps asking, why the basement smells like smoke. This is why liberalism can feel irritating. It protects complaints. It protects bad jokes. It protects the person who brings a tiny spreadsheet to dinner. Because the alternative is letting power decide which noises count as music. Now, here's the trap. People hear freedom and imagine no rules. A man riding a shopping cart through a hospital. A goat driving a bus. Everyone juggling fireworks near soup. That is not liberalism. Liberalism is rules about rules. It asks, who can make them? Who can challenge them? Who can change them? And who gets crushed if they go wrong? This is where democracy and liberalism need each other. Democracy says the people should steer. Liberalism says, yes. And also, please install brakes. Without democracy, liberalism becomes a locked private road. Without liberalism, democracy can become a crowd with a bulldozer. The best version is a noisy road. With brakes, lanes, exits, and inspections. Very glamorous. Basically a government DMV with fewer flaming desks. This brings us to the first big failure. Money. If one person can buy every microphone, every newspaper, every platform, and the only bridge into town, then formal freedom starts wearing a clown nose. Everyone technically has a voice. One voice just arrives through 40 speakers and a marching band. The second failure is paperwork. Liberalism loves procedures. Procedures stop kings from winging it. But procedures can reproduce in drawers. Soon the person is free. After 3 forms, 2 appeals, a password reset, and a stamp from a chair that no longer exists. The third failure is loneliness. If every person becomes a tiny castle, the town stops being a town. Nobody owes anyone anything. The road is legal. It is also empty. A free society still needs trust. It needs habits. It needs people who lose politely. It needs winners who do not treat victory like a hunting license. Because liberalism cannot survive on paper alone. Paper is good. Paper can stop a king. Paper cannot shovel snow from your neighbor's steps. So the real question is not, do you like freedom? Everyone says yes. The real question is, what should stop your side when it finally gets the wheel? Ask that when you are winning, not only when you are terrified. If your answer is nothing, you do not want liberalism. You want your own crown, but with better branding. If your answer is the same rule that stops them, then the guardrails are doing their job. They are boring. They slow things down. They make the hero wait in line. They let annoying people keep talking. They force powerful people to explain themselves. They let the loser come back tomorrow. And that is the strange promise. Not peace because everyone agrees. Peace because disagreement has a road. Not freedom because nobody can tell you no. Freedom because even power must hear no. So liberalism is not the wheel. It is not the driver. It is not the destination. It is the set of awkward little guardrails saying, share the road, check the brakes, leave the microphone plugged in, and never trust the person who says, just for today, give me the whole steering wheel.